what you got. Show them how you get up in your bag. Show them that swag. What you see is what you get. When I look in the mirror, I'm looking like a man. Like we playing tag bad, I'm the top pick. Show them what you're working with. Break the circuit, be a hit. Go ahead and make them sit. If you gotta hate it, then your purpose is equipped. Tell them catch you later, cause you serving up some grits. Meaning hot with the drip when I drop in the mix. The proof is in the pudding. Show them how you do it. They do it like they shouldn't. You don't need to brag, cause your competition couldn't. You don't need to boast, cause the proof is in the pudding. Show them that swag. Show them that swag. Show them that swag. Show them that swag. Show them what you got. Show them how you get up in your bag. Show them that swag.
All right, welcome to today's webinar, everybody. We got like some people in the room, but we're still waiting. We got Pittsburgh. Oh, PA twice.
Nice.
Oh, hey, Tracy and John. Hey, Carrie, Jean.
Thanks
I'll
for
say hi
coming,
to you too, Austin and Justin.
Yeah, right? All right.
All right. Should I start with housekeeping real quick?
Yep, you got housekeeping.
All right. Well, welcome to today's webinar, everyone. A couple housekeeping things. If we lock up or if our video freezes or you lose sound at any point in time, there's a reconnect button at the top of your screen, or just simply refresh your browser and you can get right back in. Yes, this webinar is recorded, so you can view it later if you missed something or you want to go back and reflect on everything that you will learn here today. And then also, there is a 10-second delay from the time you send us a chat until we actually see it. That allows for our moderators to moderate. So don't get too wild in the chat, guys. So keep it calm. Somebody's name big
you want.
distraction. Oh, hey, Bruce.
Yeah,
say hi. This is meant to be a very active back and forth webinar. We want you to ask questions that pop up. We can get to them in the chat as we follow along here, or we'll answer them live depending on what the topic is. If you're too off topic, if Stevie's talking about one thing and you guys ask about something else, like we might wait to answer that question, or just to help keep
down a
moving
rabbit
along.
hole.
Yeah. You can ask her trick questions as well, like just for fun, just to see what actually happens live. But I'll do introductions now for those of you who do not know. My name is Lisa Malice. I'm one of the co-founders here at PhotoDay. Been here since day one, year one. It's been an exciting journey up until this point. PhotoDay has grown a lot. There are new faces being added to PhotoDay every single day. For those of you who might have missed a memo back in earlier this summer, we went through an acquisition. Well, we have a new partner, Sarent Capital. They saw a lot of value and exciting things that we had to offer here at PhotoDay, and we needed a lot of resources. You guys have a lot of demands and a lot of feature requests, and we just could not keep up. So we are here for you. We're expanding the team. We're expanding the product. There's a lot of fun things happening here, and that leads me into introductions here to Kyle. Kyle joined our team, about a month ago, Kyle?
We're like 6 weeks. Yeah, this is amazing.
Nice.
Oh my gosh, it's been 6 weeks already. I feel like it was yesterday. Time absolutely flies here. Just to be honest, guys, I'm actually on PTO today, and I'm here to do introductions on a webinar.
This is how she loves to spend her vacation time.
Yeah, for sure. But we're really excited to have Kyle here to spearhead our customer success team. He comes with a lot of great ideas and a lot of great experience to help you guys really expand your studios and earn more revenue. And of course, you guys know Stevie. She's already a familiar face. She's an OG here at PhotoDay as well. So I was just really here today to tell you guys we're really excited to keep this going, bring you lots of fresh new content, tips, tricks, new features to get you guys selling successfully with PhotoDay. And yeah, I will turn it over to you guys.
Thank you, Lisa. And welcome, Kyle.
Thank you.
It's awesome to have you. Okay, I'm jumping to the next slide. This is the agenda. Oh, and bye, Lisa.
I'll be listening in. Bye. Bye, everyone. Oh, and hey, Lee. Hey, Melody. So you guys chiming in. Can't leave without saying hi to everybody. So I'll sign in and ask some trick questions under a fake name. So I'll see you guys later.
Deal. All right. See you there. Bye, Lisa.
Bye.
Okay, so here's the agenda for today. We're going to get into job types, early opt-ins and advanced pay, how you can run your picture day, and then ways to incentivize once you publish. We're going to get into all those details, but before we do, I think we're going to get into a little bit about Kyle. Kyle, if you want to take it over and just tell us a little bit about yourself,
Awesome.
And we'll go from there.
Well, thank you, Stevie. I'm going to start the slide with the fact that if you see me looking over to my right, it's because I'm actually just physically right next to Stevie.
Yeah.
We have a majority of like the CSM team here in Raleigh, doing a bit of an offsite this week. So super fun, super exciting. Been here for about 6 weeks, but come with a little bit of industry knowledge, and been working with volume studios for the past 7 years, specifically in the tech space as well. So excited to be here, excited for the new team. A lot of energy on the team. People like Stevie, people like Lisa, the rest of our CSM team here too. So I'm excited. A little bit about myself is I want to call myself a copy nerd, not a copy snob. I'm really into, I recently got into running. So I'm kind of a fitness enthusiast and been now like running marathons for the past couple of years. I half joke, it's a half joke, because I do walk and run everywhere because I'm likely one of the very few visually impaired folks in this volume photography industry. So like, don't ask me to take a picture of you, although I'm the default camera person in our family. And to the right, you guys are going to see a picture of me. Last minute change to this deck, but a fun picture of me rather than my bubble pic. That is me, and our son is now 16 months old. But a little bit of fun fact, we do a lot of traveling together as a family. He has low-key been on 20 flights in his very short life. So very fun. That was in Monaco. And yes, that was an iPhone picture. So I'm sorry.
That is amazing. A very well-traveled little guy right there. Yeah, you have been such a great addition to the team already. So pretty sweet. And Kyle also happens to be somewhat of a statistics aficionado.
Yeah, so we're rolling right into it. This is going to be one of my slides. I'm going to add a lot of color and commentary to everything that Stevie's going to be presenting today. So I think to start, if you've seen me amongst the SPAC halls or any sort of conferences or anything within the industry, you know that I am a data nerd. I'm a data fanatic. I'm here to help you guys grow your studios. And one of the ways we do it is supplying the useful data that you guys can make necessary changes to say, hey, how should I be doing this a little bit differently? And maybe think about it that way. Our job is to make sure that you have what you need on the back end. So all you do is go take wonderful pictures, hopefully better pictures than me. So that's why you're here. So a few things to kind of lay the groundwork. So we're going to be talking about all things advanced pay, offers, opt-ins, everything that once you get a job, once you get images into the PhotoDay website and the platform, what goes on from there? What is the team behind you kind of spearheading? What is your selling strategy? How do we convert parents? At the end of the day, we want people to actually see your images. So I thought, what better way to spearhead this than share some cool stats? So if you're familiar, whether you're new to PhotoDay or you've been using it, this concept of advanced pay is the opposite of what you would think traditional historically pre-order is. All things advanced pay is getting people to opt in early, opt into the sequence, and eventually use whether it's face find or some of our facial recognition or even QRs. How do they find their images after the fact? So if people use an advanced pay credit within our system, so they're buying ahead of time and they want to use it afterwards, because we do promote all things a view and order before you do. They have on average 15% higher average orders than those who don't. And when you combine that with what we're going to be talking about today is how do you strategize your first order? As soon as those go live, how do we strategize that? If you combine an advanced pay with someone who uses an offer alongside of it, that customer is worth essentially about 27% more to you than if they don't do these things. So kind of laying the groundwork of why is it so important for somebody to advance pay in our system, to opt into our system, and then further do, how do you set up an offer model that actually makes sense and gets parents to actually go buy the work that you guys love so much. So with that, that is like one of my few slides because Stevie's a rock star and she's taking ownership of this.
Hey.
But we're going to move on. And that's kind of lay of the land of why this matters so much.
Well, I'm sure I'll be tapping you in, Kyle. So don't speak too soon. These stats are super valuable though. And I mean, it shows it's a no-brainer. You should be incorporating advance pay in whatever way it works best. And you should also be offering incentives. So that is what this whole webinar is about. All right. So, we're going to start with things to consider before you create your strategy of communication and incentivizing. It really starts with asking yourself, are you going to see parents at the shoot or are they not going to be at the shoot? That way you're able to figure out at what point you can get engaged with them. So I think we're going to start with when parents are at the shoot and break that down. And then we will get into the best strategy for when they are not there. But that is going to help you frame your communication plan. Okay, so first thing that's important to note is that your customer is going to create a PhotoDay account the first time they visit the link. So this is going to house all their galleries, all the orders they place or advance pay credits, and it's going to get them engaged with our platform from that initial opt-in. So when they're texting the code or clicking a link in the marketing, they're brought right into PhotoDay and they have to create their account and then opt in. Your customers may already have a PhotoDay account. I mean, either with, past jobs that you've done or also, if they've used it in other parts of their world. So that can kind of help familiarize them with the process as well. Now, here is the picture day flow for when your customers are at picture day and what is important. So it's going to start with on picture day, having signage there at the shoot. You have the opportunity to see parents in person and have that face-to-face time. So it is important to utilize that. Now, this slide also says to have your team members help customers understand how to opt in. I think that is majorly important. Of course, the signage is a great start, but it's a bonus if you are actually talking to your customers or, having your team members talk to your customers at any chance they get to explain the opt-in process. Now, tying that together with advance pay, if you see parents at the shoot and your team members are able to actually explain advance pay to them, that is really going to up the chance that you're going to sell it. Parents can read the information about advance pay and they can, consider using it. But if your team member is able to kind of like sell them on it, that's extremely valuable. So early opt-ins, getting opt-ins before pictures are released, on picture day, before picture day, that means that everybody is going to get that entire text message series, which is super, super important. If they are opting in after you release pictures, then they're only going to be getting a portion of the text message series.
And I'll add something to that actually. So just to be clear with everybody too, just taking this one step back, when you think about the job, you think about this kind of workflow on what does picture day look like to you? So whether you have parents there or not, like the value of an opt-in is so crucial. So totally. This is kind of the difference between, hey, what can we help you with? And what makes your life so much easier after you get back from the shoot? Because really we want you guys to drive more opt-ins and just take great pictures. Do what you do best. Right. So just like a fun fact, and again, I'm going to drop some data stats in here for everybody, but the value of an opt-in in our system has, if you opt in versus opting in after picture day. So if you find, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm seeing this for the first time and my friend Susie is not seeing this and I'm going to send her the link, but it's, 3-4 days have gone by. The value of somebody who opts in before picture day is actually 21% higher than somebody who doesn't opt in during picture day. So exactly what Stevie mentioned, the value is how do we get the images to your customers quicker than ever before? So that's why, Stevie, we have people that are standing outside some of these shoots with a referee jacket, with posters, with just driving people to a QR code to go, just make sure you opt in, because when we think opt in, we just think, how can we deliver pictures to those that you're actually taking pictures of, right? It's let's make sure that the awareness of your image is actually getting to who you want to get to, and you're not struggling with the fact of how many times have I heard this of the coach trying to go, or you trying to communicate with the coach and like, make sure my link gets out, make sure my link gets out. Like This stuff is so crucially important because as soon as you press publish, the SMS sequence is going to begin and you're going to move forward. And again, if somebody opts in before, they're worth 21% more. I think that's, if you learn nothing else from this, it's, man, what is the value of an opt-in and how do I get more people to do it?
Yep. The more people you get opted in, the higher your participation is going to be, just point blank period. So yeah, and I think like the text message series is designed to, you know, obviously when you're selling online, the sales cycle is going to look way different than like selling everything on the day of pictures, you know, using order forms or whatever. So you really have to get your people opted in before the text series starts so that it effectively gets all those orders in a timely manner. You know, if I'm checking out a gallery and people are wondering, you know, why their sales might be slow, if they're just getting onto PhotoDay, a lot of the times it's because those opt-ins came in after the publish date. So super important.
Crucial.
Okay, the next thing here is publish fast after picture day. I think some people have it down to really, really fast, which I mean, I won't sit here and say that like you have to have your pictures out in 24 hours because, you know, if you can, you should. It's pretty satisfying as a parent to get to see pictures a day after picture day. But I would say, you know, every day that you wait, you could potentially lose engagement. So it's really important to Tom is saying that the sound is breaking up. So if anybody else wants to chime in and just confirm or agree, that would be awesome. I'm gonna keep going until then. But yeah, publishing fast is very important. The longer you wait, the less engagement, especially if you're dealing with like seasonal, you know, sports, or if you're, you know, doing fall pictures, you want them to still be within that season, you know, when they receive their photos. Otherwise, they might have moved on to the next sport or, you know, things of that nature. So thank you, Melody. Thank you very much. Very important to consider. And then also incentivizing. So I think we're going to talk about some options for providing incentives to your customers. That is what's going to get people in there spending their money as soon as possible so they can get the best deal, and also spending more, just depending on what incentive you offer. And then lastly, expiring your galleries. So you can put a date on your galleries that will, it will let your customers know it is the last day to order. I think this is really important for a lot of reasons. You know, some people might wait around and they might just have trouble with decisions, and they might wait to place their order. Expiring is going to get them to go ahead and place that order because there's no other option. It's kind of like, you know, it is, people take it seriously. And I think that it's effective in getting your customers to realize that they don't have forever to purchase, like over time. So maybe the first time they wait until expiration, but the next time they'll know that photos expire and they should go ahead and get on the ball. So I think it's great for a lot of reasons. Okay, now let's jump into the details on all this, starting with early opt-ins and advance pay. So it is very important to get your opt-ins prior to photos being ready. I think me and Kyle broke into that a little bit. Now, we were going to show a video on advance pay that Jay Boatwright from Smacks Photography did, but videos aren't really doing well on Webinar Jam today. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about it. I think it's super important to find an effective way to explain and market advance pay. And I think videos are a really good way to do that. Just like when you see your customers on the day of the shoot and your team members kind of explain advance pay in person. You can also use videos as a way to do that before picture day. You know, put your face on video and just explain it in words. So I wish we could show that, but we cannot. Hold on, Kyle, it said you left. Okay, sorry about that. Let's see. So yeah, customers hearing the importance of advance pay by word of mouth, it's going to establish trust in advance pay. And it is going to the video is going to help your customers establish trust. Took the words out of my mouth, Lisa. Thanks for chiming in. And then, yeah, early money is super important. I mean, of course, when you're switching to online, it can be kind of a new experience to not get orders right on picture day, not make all your money right on picture day. So advance pay is, the sooner you can get those orders in, the better. That is why opt-ins are so important. And then advance pay helps you get those actual sales on picture day.
And one thing to note on advance pay specifically too. So if you're a photographer who has ever taken like a pre-order and the pre-ordering packages, advance pay is a little bit different than that too. How often have we heard as photographers that, hey, or even parents, right? Mm-hmm. Stevie's got kids. I got a little one now too. He's going to get his picture taken through daycare, kindergarten, whatever it ends up being. Like, parents have limited time, limited resources.
Totally.
How often is like, oh my God, I only have a $20. Like, what can I get? Well, that's package F.
Right.
This is just advance pay. Go online, because PhotoDay was built with parents in mind and the end consumer from a very modern way of thinking. It's quick, it's easy. Don't give them too many decisions. It's let me go prepay, let me go advance pay, let me get my $20 in. Money spent is kind of money forgotten, but it gets you opted in. It gets you into the series. It gets you,
yes.
As soon as those images go online, that's when they're going to start texting. So I think my biggest kind of general advice for photographers too is when you think about this, it's not just kind of taking money. It's making sure that you're getting paid up front, but you're also making sure that these are your best buyers, right? Totally. So there's a big difference between advance paying and prepaying for a package. And this is really meant for, the busy mom, the busy dad, the busy grandparents that really they just want to see the image and buy it quickly.
Yes.
And they don't want to forget about it. So they got enough going on. Stevie and I have enough going on with the little kiddo. So totally. Please, this is more than just, hey, this is not just a prepaid. This is, let's get some skin in the game. Let's get them reminded that this is actually happening. And when they log in, they're going to see a credit balance there too. And that way, oh my God, thank goodness I spent that $20. And now I get my digital download. Now I get my package. So
yep. And then tie in if you're using an advance pay offer, and then you're rewarding the people who are doing what you want them to do, which is purchasing early. So,
yes.
Okay, so we can't do Jay's video. Okay. Now we talked about signage on the day of the shoot. What you can also do is use email flyers to get the word out about opting in and about advance pay. Even if parents are going to be present at the shoot. Now, I say this in all the webinars, but I would use multiple approaches to getting this information out instead of just choosing one. So, you might get emails. That's great. You can also do the signage. You can also, get the league to send it out. So we have email flyers that you can send individually to each parent. If you have a list of emails, you can also send this to the organization to have them distribute in whatever way they communicate. I think that's pretty legit because, as a parent myself, again, I am always going to be on the lookout for the league or the organization's communication. That's just what I pay attention to if there's weather cancellations or any announcements, I'm tuned into that communication or the communication from a coach or teachers or whatever. So I think having the cooperation of the organization and getting them to use whatever channel they communicate in to send out these marketing flyers can be really, really effective and could get you those opt-ins and sell advance pay. Now, we also have a screenshot of insights on this slide. Now, once you send out communication, for instance, you send out your emails before picture day, I recommend going into the insights of the job. I think this specific screenshot is under customers, which is where you want to look for this. And you're going to be able to see the stats on how many opt-ins you have. And then if you're using private galleries, how many people who have access and stuff. I think that's once you publish only, but keep an eye on this. And also you can keep an eye on advance pay sales under insights. And that's just going to tell you, if the league director is sending out the email flyer or, if, so just make sure you're looking there. And if not, then you'll know, or if it's the day after the shoot and, you had a team member helping out, you can look here and maybe you'll see that what they're doing isn't quite effective. You can use this as a tool to improve, your rate of opt-in for sure.
Yeah. And one thing to mention there, Stevie, too, is just when you think about an opt-in in this kind of sequence too, it's not, and I don't know how many people are, and maybe a cool show of hands from our crew behind us of in the chat, how many are current PhotoDay users versus those that don't use PhotoDay? And the reason I ask this too is it's not just from a sense of making the parents' lives a lot easier, but when you're thinking about the coach, you're thinking about the association, you're thinking about different dance studios and whatnot. What makes their life easier too? When we think about our code, it's you're texting one number with the passcode that you have been given from the studio. It's consistent every single time. So when you're going to pitch a new school, association, league, dance, any sort of conference, it's the same pitch over and over again. It's text this code to this number, and that's PhotoDay. That's the magic of what we're trying to explain here. Is it's the consistency of what we offer is, man, it's built for your parents. It's built for your customers. It's built for the end consumer and saying, hey, let's make an account, opt in. You're going to get delivered those pictures instantaneous as soon as it actually goes live. So can't stress that enough of like, I've seen a lot of studios actually win net new business, a new league or association, just because they said, hey, look how easy this is. I opted in the job, and that's all you have to do. You don't even have to advance pay. If you want to, go for it, but look how easy that is. So
yeah, and that's a great point, that it makes the lives of the organizations you work with easier too. I mean, all they have to do is send out one thing prior to picture day or whatever, and then if people opt in, they never have to do anything again. So super handy, probably a good way to get them to do it as soon as possible. So Sean says that PhotoDay has made his life so much easier. So yeah, I loved seeing that comment. And if you are not a current user, like Kyle mentioned, definitely reach out in our support chat. So
and we have plenty of resources too on how we can enable you guys to actually go sell more business as well. Not just service the existing ones that you have, but we have enablement material to say, how can you pitch under this new way of working with PhotoDay? How can you pitch this to a new league? Because at the end of the day, I mean, you guys are salespeople by nature, right? You kind of fell into this role of a salesperson and a very creative salesperson too. So
love it. Love it. All right. So let's talk a little bit about what happens on picture day when parents are present. So if you guys are not doing this already, I recommend using an SMS QR code to get your opt-ins on picture day. So if you guys are familiar with generating QR codes at all, you can either use any QR code generator. I don't know if we want to send one in the chat that we suggest. You can also create them in Canva if you want. But what's important is to understand that you can create a QR code that when your customer scans it, it's going to plug in a phone number and it's going to plug in a text message body. So in this case, when you're asking people to opt in, you're asking them to text your gallery's access code to 90738. That's super easy to explain on site, but it makes it even easier to just explain that they can scan a QR code. So I really highly recommend doing that if you are using any in-person marketing. Okay, thanks, Brian. But yeah, if you guys have any questions about that, you can also ask our support chat. But I think I'm not very well versed in QR codes, and when I first saw that, I was like, that's kind of insane. So
make it as easy as possible.
Definitely. And advance pay now, people can purchase advance pay on site. Again, you can have your team members selling advance pay, explaining it at the shoot. Like Kyle said, have them wear a referee jersey and ask people if they've opted in, ask them if they've purchased their advance pay credit. I'm going to show, I think there's more information on the next slide. Here is some example of some signage that you can have on picture day with that QR code on it. And then it also explains advance pay as well. Now, there are some situations where studios want to confirm that customers have purchased an advance pay credit. Like for instance, if you're doing 3 or 4 travel teams and you want to make sure everybody who's being photographed individually purchased a credit. PhotoDay makes it super, super easy for the customer to show that they purchased a credit on their customer account. So here's a screenshot of that up there. If they're logged into PhotoDay, which is super easy, like we talked about before, just entering their phone number and then verifying that phone number, then they'll be able to show you their advance pay credit purchase and makes check-in for that sort of workflow super, super easy.
Super popular for like a spring shoot. So if you're going to be photographing those that only opt in or purchase something too.
Totally.
And something that's also worth mentioning here as well. So we're always looking to, and I'm sure you guys are looking for this as well, but how do you add more value to a shoot? How do you understand, what is the likelihood of somebody purchasing, and how do I increase that too? So we even have studios using the opt-in to generate more, not only more revenue from a financial perspective, but saying, hey, if you opt in, I will, you'll actually get 2 additional poses with it. You'll actually get buddy shots with it too. And that's the power of PhotoDay as well, is not just using an opt-in to drive an advance pay or anything like that. It's saying, what value am I getting by opting in and by advance paying? So we're going to get to offers in a second, but also this is something completely outside of our system, right, Stevie? It's this idea that how can we go into picture day and leave picture day as a photographer saying, I just increased my number of subjects, or my number of subjects that are going to potentially buy something by adding more pictures, by a parent picking up their kid and then saying that was the best picture day of all time.
Totally.
So this stuff does really matter, and it goes without saying. It's like completely outside of our system, but it's all about how you communicate with studio, with the actual customer, with the actual parents. Who doesn't want a picture with your best friend Stevie?
Right. No, all people want a picture with their best friends. Every single kid at every shoot. I bet you guys know. Can we get a body shot? But yeah, I think that's pretty sweet. Like PhotoDay is so simple that you really have the flexibility to make your workflow what you want it to be. And also you can incentivize with things, besides just, dollar amount offers. So super cool. Okay, getting into around publishing photos. So don't wait too long after picture day to publish. I know, I think I said this already. I'm going to say it again. I'll probably say it again, but every single day that you wait, you're losing engagement. People are very, very excited. People really want to see photos. I think that's important to remember. And, it can drop off if they're waiting for too long. So just make sure that you are looking into your workload and your flow and adding things in that make you efficient enough to get your pictures out in a timely manner. Okay, so let's get into incentivizing purchases once you publish. So PhotoDay has a ton of different options when it comes to incentives, and incentives are super, super important when you're selling online because people have the flexibility to order more at their convenience. So I have some examples here. Download all is a good one. Some people are offering download all for a limited time. So you could communicate that in whatever marketing you're sending out, like emails, or even on shoot day, you can let them know. And, you could give a special price for download all. You can really do this in general. People will give the best pricing maybe for the first 2 weeks that photos are ready. And then afterwards they'll go to a more limited or more raised prices price sheet. I think that's one really great way to give your earliest buyers the best deal. And if you guys aren't using download all in general, you definitely should, by the way.
Yeah, low key plug for that.
Yeah,
and
shout out Kyle.
That came out in March. So a couple things to add on this one specifically too is just when you're running an advanced pay methodology too, there's a couple things to keep in mind. There is what do I price it at, right? Am I pricing it at my current package level? Do I want to price it at where I want them to end up as far as my average order goes?
Yes.
Please do reach out to us. We're going to help you design what this looks like. But a few just miscellaneous things to make sure that you have check marks for this is keep it simple. Don't overwhelm customers with multiple different options. But if you want to have more of a standard option and a premium option, i.e. $20 for just an opt-in and advanced pay, and that gets you free shipping, or ordering with $30 or more as far as the advanced pay gets you additional poses or buddy shots, etc. Just make it super clear, super simple. Easy to communicate with parents, especially on the day of the shoot. I can't even express how many times I've heard somebody actually say like, I actually spent money while I'm at the shoot with my kiddos. So that happens all the time. I'm sure you guys can resonate with it as well. And the last plug I'll make for download all is the way that this was designed within the PhotoDay ecosystem. And the PhotoDay, I say this all the time, even being 6 weeks on the job, but the PhotoDay way was taken a lot in consideration here. It is a 2-click process after you actually use FaceFind within our system to go buy all the images that you're mapped to. So can't stress that enough. And then in our system right now, if you have a download all turned on within your job and your price sheets, those jobs across our entire global ecosystem of customers, millions of orders, they're actually worth 25% more than those that don't have it turned on. So again, if you need any specific pricing or help, or where does this fit in within my pricing model? How do I bundle this with different digitals and whatnot? Please do reach out to us, because this extends far beyond probably the scope of this webinar, but these things working together mean so much.
Yeah, and one other thing I'll add to that, as I've been thinking a lot more about Download All and discussing it with people, is I really think that, like, people get fixated on the price of Download All, but really, I don't think it definitely matters. It definitely matters to keep it realistic with your customer base, but I think it's the simplicity that sells it over anything, over any price. It's just that people see, if you're offering a couple different image options, people don't want to pick. They want to be checked out and done and get their pictures, and they want all of them, most likely. So I really think that's the number one selling point of Download All, and why it's been so successful. So
we've seen a lot of people tie those to the initial sale, and that's kind of how it ties into all of this. So yeah,
yes,
very cool.
Incentives.
Yep. So buy all your images.
Yep.
Be done with it.
Do it. Yeah. Just go ahead and spend more and get out of there quick.
No way they're buying all the images you guys actually take too. So I love it.
Right. I mean, me personally, like, it's like surfing on the web, and like you can go for like hours and look at, like, if you look at all the options, but if there's just like a buy
the
button,
endless scroll.
Yeah, you just
it's a real thing.
Like, hello. So okay. Next is dollar amount off offers. So we have something called gallery promotions, where you can attach an offer to the job, and when you publish, the offer is going to be communicated to your customers. So you can give a limited time incentive by using a gallery promotion. In this example, get 10% off and free shipping. When you're setting this up, you'll want to set the expiration date for, a week after pictures published, or whatever time frame you want to give them. The shorter the better, in my opinion. But the cool thing about gallery promotions is it's going to communicate in all the text message reminders that go out while the offer is active.
And a customer doesn't even have to remember anything too.
Exactly.
It's gonna be part of the banner set too. Yeah. So and maybe it's even worth mentioning, taking a step back of, like, why does this matter so much in the opt-in process and the advanced pay process too? So you can actually tie an advanced pay to an offer series, and when people log in for the very first time, if they advance pay, they're going to see that banner waiting for them that says apply coupon now. It's going to be waiting for them in the actual cart. They won't have to remember a single thing, but if they didn't advance pay, they're not going to see those things. So this is more like visual awareness, and why. So I'm kind of backing up that metric in our system that says, why do people that advance pay and advance pay with an offer, when the two are combined, why are they worth 27% more? Is, well, they're getting their images quicker. They're the first ones to know.
Yep.
They're clearly bought into the process of buying the pictures.
Yep.
And they're going to get that visual awareness of, okay, now, cool, I've already opted in. I've already advanced pay. I have a credit balance waiting for me. And by the way, I'm getting free shipping and 10% off by just clicking that little button at the very top. Yeah, so very cool.
So satisfying.
It is. Saving money.
Now, one other 48-hour free social sharing download. That's also something people kind of do. That's not a dollar amount off incentive. And that is just where you add a social sharing download to each package. You do have to switch the price sheet when you're done back to a price sheet that does not have social sharing downloads in the packages. But there's a lot of different ideas for incentivizing early purchases. So these are just some examples. Okay, so I love to bring this up if I feel like somebody doesn't know about it yet. So if you guys are not expiring your jobs or planning to expire your jobs, for instance, if you just kind of wrapping up fall, or you're going to wrap up fall soon, you can expire all your fall jobs, like kind of towards the end of fall. I would say watch out for the holiday season. Maybe try to do it before then or after, but that is going to close all your galleries out. It is going to remind customers that it's the last day to order. And I have heard really, really crazy results coming from people expiring all their season's jobs. Just all those last minute sales, all those people that are waiting, all those people that have a full cart but just haven't hit go. They're going to get that text that says, hey, today's the last day. and you will get a surge of sales. So definitely do that. I think a couple of things, just so you guys know, if you set an expiration date on your job, that's going to send a text out on that day that says today's the last day to order. That's a super, super effective text. I think that today text is. If you guys go into custom promos, there's also you have 1 week left text that you can have sent out as well if you want to add that extra layer of reminder. And sometimes I recommend just doing both to kind of get the, maximum juice. But something else to note, I wouldn't run it too close to the holidays since we're in fall. It's totally up to you guys though. And then I think it's really smart to pick one date for all your jobs, and do that each season so that you're kind of keeping things uniform. It's easy to keep track of. If you want to do that additional 1 week left text, that is easy to request. And that way they're kind of just all expired at once. Now, you can reopen the galleries. If you're republishing them, if nothing else is going to go out, letting your customers know that they're open. It's going to be like a quiet opening. And that way, if someone reaches out to you and they're like, oh no, I didn't order on time, you can, tell them that you're opening it up for a limited time, even if you leave it open forever. I think that's a good practice, but I think it just trains your customers to understand that they need to buy their pictures within the season that they were photographed.
Yeah, I think honestly, like Stevie, that's a really good point to make here as well, is and if there's anything kind of lasting impression that we make on you on this one, is every photograph has a time horizon. So when you think about these things, is whether it's the fall season, whether you want to split this up by season or not, or you just want to say blanket statement that, hey, I'm going to expire all my jobs in 12 months. Each individual picture, as soon as that picture goes online, there's a diminishing return of that image. So when you think about these things, like let's say we're going into basketball season, let's say we're going into winter sports, let's start to build a sales process, because we never want to leave up, those kids playing a varsity sport in the fall season and also a varsity sport in the spring season or in the winter season. Right. We want to make this as easy as possible to say there is a buying sale season for every single image. So I would say when you're deciding what that is before the season even starts, think about what the time horizon looks like for each one of them. Totally. Historically, we've had a lot of studios that are doing this. Let's say, hey, in the fall, I'm gonna archive, or I'm gonna expire all of my jobs before I shoot the next batch. That way they're not competing against one another, right?
Yes.
So we don't want those parents logging in and saying, oh my God, I forgot to buy this other one and now I'm confused. Do I buy both of them at the same time? Do I wait until my child is actually playing in a third sport and I buy those? And it just provides, let's just provide a lot more clarity and simplicity to the buying process. And also parents and all of us, we usually just spend more when there's excitement around buying the picture. So totally.
Yeah. I think that's a great point, Kyle. Cleaning it up with one season before you move on into the next is a really good thing to think about. I see a couple questions in the chat about reminders being sent out if you reopen. So no, the general reminder series goes out on a 30-day time frame starting at the day you publish your job. So as long as you need to allow 30 days for your customers to order anyways. Expiring beforehand, some people might do it, but I would recommend letting at least that 30-day time frame play out. That gives a month for people who only get paid twice a month. That is, sometimes people say the sales cycle is even longer than 30 days, but I would say it's at a minimum 30 days. So I think Kyle, take over.
Where we go? Stevie's out of commission right now, and
I can't even mute. Okay, never mind. I'm done.
No,
sorry.
let's go.
No, I can't mute because you're using my microphone. Okay, I recovered, guys. Yeah. So, don't expire before the 30-day mark, and no reminders will go out. It's just it will be active, but no more reminders will be sent. Yeah. So, and then Tom, if you archive the gallery, then it will reset your access code. So just don't archive it. If you let it expire and then reopen it, the access code will stay the same. But expiring, I can't stress it enough. I know. Thank you, Lisa. Sorry, you guys. That was a very fearful moment for me. So all good. Okay, so what about when people are not at picture day? So I think it's really important to kind of double down on all the other communications you're doing when you're not seeing parents on the day of the shoot. So you can drive traffic with emails, with if you want to send out actual collateral in tangible marketing, and you can also use gallery lookup. If you guys are using private galleries and you haven't checked gallery lookup out yet, that is a general link that you can send for one private gallery, and people can search for their individual galleries. This has like completely rounded out the private gallery experience, in my opinion. So please utilize it if you guys do not already. But yeah, you need to have a really solid communication plan if you're not seeing parents in person. In person is very valuable, but if you don't have it, that's totally fine. You just need to have the cooperation of the organization. You need to hopefully have some some contact information for parents, like emails. If you think that, cards or whatever would work for a specific organization, I think it's just important to look at the organization you're working with and see what's going to work best for them. I mean, if they're old school and they're getting papers, maybe send papers.
Think about this, like also all the coaches in leagues and associations, and whether you shoot sports, dance, commencements, etc., like all of the coaches and the people running these shows, they're looking for an easier way to make sure the parents have the most smooth experience.
Totally.
I can't even express to you how many times I've heard a studio say, like, I have such a hard time communicating with the coach because they don't want us there to begin with. Right. And they're interrupting practice and all these things. In reality, like, the parents want to see these pictures. The parents want to buy these pictures, and the easier we can get that across. And every year gets a little bit easier with PhotoDay as a product too. And explaining that, and don't be afraid to like sell yourself to the league, the coach, the association. Is every year this gets easier. We've heard from a handful of studios already that says, my coach came back to me, and like every year it just gets so much easier. It's the same number every time.
Right.
The access code changes, but that's simply it. And my parents are getting used to buying with PhotoDay. So yes. I don't know. I just want to stress, like, taking that long-term approach and saying, like, guys, don't worry. It's not this email series. I'm not asking you for any data or anything. I'm just, hey, coach, I'm asking you to share this link and share this access code. Everything. We have a multi-step authentication process too when they design their account. So you can really, and I'm going to keep getting people to go to our sales and enablement stuff. We have all that stuff for you guys, so you don't have to like learn how to be a salesperson. I think when a coach finally understands how easy this is, practice is going to go a lot smoother.
Totally.
So
establishing that trust with 100%. The coaches. All right. Yeah. I think it's painful starting out, but I totally think PhotoDay makes it very easy to do. It's like, hey, just share this one thing.
Yes.
And again, I think like figuring out what avenue the parent is used to getting the information in can be really important too. Like if the coach just has a chat, just tell them to send that one link in the chat, and then you should be able to get most of your opt-ins that way. So yeah. And then kind of the same deal, selling advance pay. It's definitely going to happen more, on your communications. You're going to have to double down on marketing online with email or through the coaches, advance pay wise. But you still want to make sure that you're marketing that before picture day, and you are stressing the importance of opting in before picture day. I think, since parents aren't there, it's probably even easier to let them know how important it is to opt in by text, because I'm sure they are used to not getting information from their high schooler or middle schooler. But same flow here. Now let's talk a little bit about the collateral and resources. So here are our automatic emails that go out. These go out for both private galleries and group and public galleries. They are automatic for opt-in. So customers who create their PhotoDay account and choose to opt in, they'll get reminders for the job by email until they place an order. So that's similar to the text series. And then, of course, with private galleries as well, you can upload data with emails in it, and they're going to get that reminder series as well. So we have these emails designed for you guys. They are eye-catching. They have your logo up top. They explain whatever offer, like advance pay offer or gallery offer you have attached, and they get the people's access code to them. So these are super, super useful. And like Kyle says, we do it for you. You don't have to be an expert marketer. You can, PhotoDay takes care of that for you. So, and then there's the printed collateral as well. So under the marketing kit that is under the resources tab in your account, you're going to find a bunch of banner and poster and card templates that you guys can use. You can either pull elements off of them and create your own marketing, or you can, just use this, just plug your stuff in and use it as is. These are super important. I mean, super useful. Yeah, super important to check out if you have not already, because we do the legwork for you of explaining. And then gallery lookup. So if you guys are using private galleries, used to, everybody would need their own individual private access code. But we created a general link you can use for a private gallery where customers can go in, enter qualifying information that is pulled from the data you upload, and then they can pull up their private gallery. So you could do, they have to enter their first and last name, but you could also do like student ID. It really depends on like the level of privacy you want to give, but they can go in and search for their student and find their private gallery, and they can opt in that way. So, I mean, you could even have this link behind a QR code on a poster in a gym or in the front office, and parents can go locate their gallery and enter their phone number and be opted into text there. Advance pay. Make sure you're selling advance pay. Isn't that right, Kyle?
That is so right.
Yes. So as far as getting advance pay set up, you create a credit sheet. That's just the different amounts you'll offer. You can offer up to 4 amounts. Some people just give 1. And then you can attach an advance pay offer to incentivize the purchase. Some people just do 1 advance pay credit amount because you can only do 1 advance pay offer. Like for instance, they offer a $30 credit, and then you get free shipping with orders of $30 or more. So I think that it makes sense and keeps things simple. So if you're just starting out with advance pay, maybe that's a good method to follow.
And probably like the one thing worth noting on this one too, and why we only give 4 different options is it just goes back to that simplicity aspect of these things too. So like a good use case of this is when you're deciding whether or not to do more than 1, think about the value you're passing on to the customer, right? So in this case, we limit it to the offer is going to be consistent with around all of them. But let's say you're a senior photographer, you're doing class of pictures. This could be a gallery that has 20, 40, 60, 80 images. Right. But you want 4 different tiers of, hey, if you buy this 4th tier, you get 5 outfit changes. Right. So you have different poses within all of the images that you're getting. So the only reason, in kind of our opinion, to use more than 1 is, again, we don't want to make, there's not a lot of decision fatigue here, but what value are you giving to them? And the value here is not derived from what percentage off you're getting. The value is, okay, how much time do I get with the photographer? Right. What am I getting with the photographer? What am I getting with you all? So the more that you guys can incentivize folks to say, okay, the first one just gets you that yearbook image, but if you do this one, you're going to get 5 outfit changes, and maybe I'm only spending like 5 more minutes with the kiddo, but totally. There's a reason this is limited to that many to reduce, how many decisions a parent needs to actually make.
Yeah, I would say another good example is like if you're doing composites and you're making like memory mates, maybe you make your 2nd or 3rd tier of advance pay what they have to buy in order to get that custom memory mate or that custom design put in their gallery. I think that's a really good point, and a really good use case for those other amounts. And Tom, which I think your question just got moved to Q&A, but there's only 1 advance pay offer. So say you offer a $35 advance pay credit amount and a $50, and then your advance pay offer is free shipping on 35. They get free shipping on 35, like no matter what. That offer, you can't tier the offers. There's 1 advance pay offer, and any amount of advance pay gets that offer, but it's the same offer no matter what. Yep. Okay. And then results. So here's some more beautiful data. That this is one of the coolest thing that Kyle has brought to the team so far, is so much awesome data in webinars. So let's see. So this is You want me to go over this?
Yeah,
I got
lay the land for it. Yeah.
Okay.
Go for it.
Yeah. So this is an AOV with no advance pay and no incentives. And then with advance pay, but no offers attached, it already increases 15%. So just the fact that people are selling credits in advance and then releasing pictures and people are using those credits towards their order, that jacks up the AOV 15% with no incentive involved. And then once incentives are tied to it, advance pay and offers, it goes up 26%. And then with just offers with no advance pay, it goes up 23%. So I guess what this is really showing is using advance pay, highly beneficial, using incentives, maybe even more beneficial. Using them both together is like craziness.
I think like the point of showing this kind of slide is to get you all excited about the fact that somebody who advance pays is your best customer.
Totally.
And then somebody who advance pays with a great offer to incentivize them to buy in a quick period of time. So whether it's within 7 days, 24 hours, or even the 30-day period, let's take advantage of these are your best customers and give them the best deal up front. So that's why we're tying both an advance pay with an offer and saying, hey, when the holiday seasons roll around and I'm doing maybe a Black Friday sale or whatnot, or maybe just my expiration, nobody's really confused because they got their best deal up front. So totally. Combining the two, 26%, that's pretty awesome.
No brainer, needs to be implemented. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, that is it. I think we have some questions. Yeah, I did not. I was ready for more data graphs. So hello. I think we have some questions which we will go over, but this is the cost of PhotoDay. If you guys have not started using us already, and included in the cost are all the awesome resources and features, the marketing we have set up automatically, the dashboard and capture app. And plus like help from our team. We only get paid when you get paid. So we are directly committed to your success. I think that's what's so great.
You mentioned everything on there too. Dashboard app, capture app.
It's like I've been here forever.
I mean, that's amazing. Yeah. And what questions do we have?
All right. We actually won an hour, Kyle. So much for keeping it short and sweet. Okay, guys. So let's see. So Melody asks, is getting the QR code opt-in regardless, is it an option regardless of the type of gallery? So group and public, for sure, you can use the QR code, the SMS action QR code to get your opt-ins because those galleries only have one access code. When you're dealing with private galleries, each individual person has their own text opt-in code. They have their own access code. So therefore the SMS action QR doesn't quite work for it. You can still use a QR code, but I would make that QR code direct to the gallery lookup link. And then they'll have to type their information in on the webpage and then they can select to opt in. So still very, very seamless and it makes it easy for them to opt in on site, but not the SMS action one. Is the download all for one child only for the entire gallery? So the way download all works is with group and public galleries, it works using face find. So they have to choose one face and they get all the images with that face in it. So just of their kid, right? That's how we kind of prevented in group and public galleries, the entire gallery being downloaded. And then private galleries, it's just all the images matched to the private gallery. So just for their kid. Let's see. Yes, answered that question. What if they are wearing a helmet and you can't tell who the image is of? Yes, it is important to consider the types of images you're offering and the type of gallery you're using when you're deciding if and how to use download all. My suggestion is if you're doing a bunch of helmet on shots and you really think download all is going to be a good fit for your job, otherwise you should just use private galleries and manually match those images. I know that's not like amazing, but thinking about it, it's like if you're using group and public galleries and your customers are using face find, which most customers do, and they don't check tags, they may not see those helmet photos anyway. So if you have photos that are not responsive to face find, using private galleries in general is going to make sure that they see those other photos, which I think is important. So
Questions.
Yeah, totally. Let's see. So download all versus the download multiples. Do you find that offering one is better than offering the other? I think that download all is, I wouldn't say that there's a better option, but I think download all, the simplicity of it drives this more sales. Like more people will purchase download all because it's so easy.
Yeah, I think we've seen a lot of success with studios moving from our bundled download option to just offering download all as a static price.
Yeah.
There is obviously a trade-off here, so I don't know who asked that question.
So it's Angela.
Angela, I think a good kind of methodology here when you're thinking about these things is how many images on a baseline are you taking per subject? So if you're only taking, I'm here between 2 and 4 or 5 images, maybe offering a bundled tier, using our bundled option is going to be a much better option for you. If you're saying that, hey, I take minimum 5, it's hard to price things that says, hey, what, and are these 5 unique poses too? Because there's a difference between unique poses and simply just showing the customer more, because they're not just getting more value.
Like, does it make sense or
exactly.
not?
So I think for us, we've seen a lot of success with studios using download all specifically, but it has to make sense on what kind of photographer you are. If it's simply just, hey, we're a school photographer, we do a lot of yearbook poses, and we don't knock them out, and they're just standard JPEGs, probably just do one download. Right. But if you're saying that, hey, I usually do on average 3 unique poses and upwards of 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, etc., make it as easy as possible. This is where the power of download all is the most important thing.
Totally. Make it simple. Keep it simple. Okay. Melody asks, what is a good strategy for setting an advance pay credit amount? So like why $30? How do you choose? So number one, I think if you're just getting started, I would look at what your customers like on average spend. Like what's your most popularly like mid-range bot package? Is it $30? I think that's why $30 is so common. It's just because I think that's always been like an across the board industry, like, a common amount that a parent might spend on a package, right? So I think it's important to choose an amount that parents aren't going to be afraid to spend out the gate before they see pictures, and keep in mind that they're just using that amount towards their order. They're going to spend, based off of the photos they see and love. So you can even start smaller, and then use your pricing to kind of set up what you're actually going to make per order. But yeah, I would keep it at something that your customers, that you think most of your customers can be like, oh yeah, I'll spend that. I'll be spending $30 on pictures. Right. So, and then also with the offer, if you're giving an offer, I would just make sure that you're, if you're going to give free shipping, what amount are you okay with, taking that amount out of your bottom line? Like if you have to take $5 away because you're covering the shipping, you don't want to give it off of like $15, take away a third of your, of the order total. Yeah. So
I think for that one, Stevie, too, and just like to kind of wrap that one up specifically, is like just take, whatever your normal average order, we see on average, our studios are seeing north of $50 on average across our entire ecosystem of PhotoDay products. So whether you're doing commencements, whether you're doing spring sports, youth sports, high school sports, etc., or dance, like our average order is relatively high because we have some of the best quality photographers in this industry. It's fantastic. And that's why we typically recommend, hey, probably take that order, cut it in half and maybe a little bit north of that. And then I would go back to this concept of how do you add more value? So if you wanted to say, hey, my average order is about $50, I want to offer a really easy baseline one at $20, and I want to offer one that's at $30, and it comes with multiple different poses. Just make sure your photographers are actually getting paid for the time. So good general rules of thumbs. And I think we'll be coming out, we're going to be coming out with more data to represent like, what should I actually price this at? That way it's also a no-brainer for y'all.
Totally.
Jen.
Okay. I think that is about it. Let me check and see if there's any more questions. I needed to scroll down. Rose, okay. Does the info based on the download all options since those have been implemented? I don't quite understand that question. If you want to rephrase it and resend it, I will definitely want to answer it because I feel like it's a good question. What happens if someone never uses their advance pay credit? Advance pay credits stay active for 14 months. So they'll have a little bit of time to use it if you photograph exactly a year after they bought it, but it explains that when they purchase it. So they're aware of that. Okay, Tracy and John Brennan ask if they put sibling images into one gallery, they can't download all from both kids because it's by face, not by gallery. That is not true for private galleries. If you matched two siblings to one private gallery and sold download all, they get all the images matched to that subject. Because instead of face find running for private galleries, which is kind of redundant in like the interface because it's already run when private galleries are sorted, it will give them all the images that is matched to the subject. So keep that in mind. Okay, well, I think that is pretty much it. Kyle, thank you so much for your first official webinar with me. May there be many more to come. This was a really, really, really awesome one.
Awesome. And thank you for the questions, everybody. That was great.
Seriously, yeah. I love getting a lot of good engagement. If you guys have other questions, you can always reach out to us in the support chat, or you can shoot an email to support@photoday.io. If you guys haven't started using PhotoDay yet and you have questions, please reach out to us there because we can help you get started.
Yep.
All right. You guys have a fantastic day. See ya. I know. Wait, turn to show the rest of the team really quick.
Look at the support.
Yeah.
What's up, Paul?
A very rare on-site hangout today.
And you got a 360 there. So